Welcome to a line through time where I sometimes forget to detail despite being obvious and sometimes rectify my mistake. I forgot to mention this in the episode on multiple endings, which you need to watch first to understand this, but sometimes the canonical ending does get changed later on. The first example is Resident Evil 2. In RE2, the player can choose either Leon S. Kennedy or Claire Redfield as the protagonists of Route A, leading to the other character playing through Route B. A plot summary included with Resident Evil Code Veronica X indicated that Ada Wong fell down the shaft as in Leon A, Claire B. The Umbrella Chronicles, The Dark Side Chronicles, and Operation Raccoon City instead depict Ada being smashed into a computer console as in Claire A, Leon B. This was presumably to make Ada's survival more believable, and because Ada giving the rocket launcher to Leon is a thematically much more satisfying climax. The next I'm aware of is Mortal Kombat Armageddon. In addition to the traditional arcade mode, the game features Conquest Mode, the game's real story mode which follows newcomer Taven. Taven defeats the final boss and has an arcade-style ending narrated by himself. Playing through arcade mode with Taven results in a nearly identical ending but told by the normal narrator. Being the ending of the main story mode with a blatant sequel hook, then backed up by his normal arcade ending, this was evidently what the team intended as the setup for the next game. Jump forward 5 years to the next main game and they decided to ignore Taven entirely and replace the threat of, well, Armageddon with Shao Kahn winning. It's so dumb. INA killed Genra on her own in Dead or Alive 3, but then the retelling in Dead or Alive Dimensions retconned it so that she needed help from higher tier Ryu because God forbid anyone but Ryu gets to be useful. Dead Rising 2, much like the original, has multiple endings, with the best one leading into overtime mode, ending S in this case. When the team then made Dead Rising 2 Case West, which picks up right after DR2, they decided to follow ending A, where Chuck Green is dragged into a lift by a zombie so he can be separated from his loved ones and team up with Frank West. Warriors Odyssey 3 had 3 endings: bad, good, and true. Needless to say, the true ending, where everyone gets sent home with no memory of events a la goddamn Pokemon the first movie, was intended as canonical. But then the developers made an expansion, Warriors Odyssey 3 Ultimate, which has a new storyline that takes place after the main game. Thus, they had to change it so that the good ending is canonical instead. And thank God for that, because everyone gets amnesia at the end is probably a worse ending than rocks fall and everybody dies. Really, if you're having amnesia in the climax of your story, you're doing it wrong. And finally, Mass Effect 3 originally ended with 3 choices: kill the series with red space magic, kill the series with blue space magic, and kill the series with green space magic. Yeah, that's what I meant. Then the developers retconned the ending to the extended cut version that didn't really fix anything, thus leading to the aforementioned ignore it option, and now the series is dead. Good job guys, you saved video games.